Hey, all heretic here. Patch 31.6 is launching today, and there are a lot of big changes coming to Hearthstone and the Battlegrounds in general, so let's jump right into it. First, if you are a standard player, then you've got the opportunity now to pre-purchase Into the Emerald Dream. Rejoice! If this is exciting for you, now is the time. Give them your money today, and then you can have it on March 25th. Okay, it's a little ways off, but you can buy it now and keep looking forward to it, but it'll be here eventually. Just by logging in, you will get a free standard card, and that is Ysera, Emerald Aspect, who's a 4/12 dragon that start of game increase both players' maximum mana by 5. Battlecry, gain 3 mana crystals. Huh. Wow, it's actually kind of wacky. All right, interesting. There's also going to be a Claim the Gift of Madness from the shop. Head to the in-game shop and claim your first Dark Gifts, 2 copies of common card Creature of Madness for free. Discover the power of the old god corruption and give your opponent nightmares. This is a 2-cost 1/2 Battlecry. Discover a 3-cost minion with a Dark Gift. Not bad. It's free. Can't complain. Just have to remember to go to the store to get it. Now we have the dates for the release of the Raptor in-game event. That's going to be from March 4th to 25th. Basically, you complete quests, you play the games in the various modes, and you're going to get cards. What do you get? Exactly. We're going to get 2 Raptor Herald Epic Minions, 2 Golden Raptor Epic Minions, 2 Into the Emerald Dream packs, 2 random The Great Dark Beyond Epic cards, 2 Golden Creatures of Madness common cards, 2 Tavern tickets, and the Soulbringer Death Knight hero skin. So, I mean, not bad. It's free stuff. Just play the game and enjoy. Even if you don't play those modes, it's worth doing because one day you might want them. So easy enough to get. Play, click, get your reward, be happy. All right, now we got to drop into the Battlegrounds, folks. There's a lot of changes. We're going to start with a dev comment. This mid-season update is a big one. It brings StarCraft to Battlegrounds with new heroes and the reward track, cosmetics, unlocks. It brings back and updates anomalies and brings a much requested feature, combat speed up. There's so much that we can't even fit it all in the patch notes, so jump into the tavern to see for yourself. All these changes are live now. This is big. Okay, first, we've been asking for these silly cosmetics that have been locked forever to unlock. Happy to see them finally unlocked. We're going to get some new heroes. We're going to get anomalies back. They're not the same anomalies we remember completely. I'm stoked. There's a lot of stuff here. The anomalies are back in the Battlegrounds for the first time in duos. Anomalies are tavern transforming effects that apply to all players from the start of each game. Adapt to the chaotic influence of the old gods to claim your crown. Compared to the last time they were in the tavern, we removed several of the less popular anomalies. There were a lot of unpopular ones. Adjusted some that are returning and created 21 new anomalies. 4 are which for duos only. New anomalies will be more likely to appear the first 2 weeks of the patch. The Secrets of Norganon, Tavern Tier 7, has returned and also has an increased appearance rate. Here are the anomalies that will be in the pool. Now, before we jump into the different anomalies real quick, if you weren't here for anomalies last time, they are a wildly different way to play the game. Basically, every time a game starts, there's going to be a different rule in effect. And some of them are wildly different. Like, I can't express how different they're going to be. So we're just going to jump in and you get a feel for it. So just imagine a normal game of Battlegrounds plus this. So we're going to start with the new ones. It's going to be Lay of the Land. The tavern offers 1 extra tavern spell after each refresh. Big deal. Just 2 tavern spells every refresh. The right minions and the right heroes, that can get pretty busted, but yeah, tame. Continuing Education. At the start of each turn, get an evolving scroll. Each turn, it transforms into a tavern spell from a higher tavern tier. That means you get one and you just sit on it until it gives you a spell you like, and it's going to keep upgrading and just go and go and go. This is going to be a wacky one, no doubt about that. It is definitely going to be a high roll meta, folks. You're going to get garbage, but your opponent's going to get amazing things. It's one of the side effects of certain anomalies. Rising Current. After you upgrade the tavern, discover a tier 1 spell. Improves every 2 turns. So that means every time you tavern, you're going to get a spell. Not great, but eventually it will keep upgrading. This one's another one of the more minor ones, I feel like. It's not too massive considering what you're getting, but it's still good. Sindori Mirror. After you buy your first tavern spell each turn, get an extra copy of it and it unlocks on turn 5. It's gonna be wacky. Okay, that could be really unbalancing, but fun. Marin's Treasure Box. Trinkets are in the game. All heroes are Marin the manager. So is that gonna be just the, yeah, you get the trinkets like you usually do on turn 5, or is it gonna be like, it's also you get trinkets on turn 4 and then turn 5? Basically trinket meta. I don't know, it's probably just going to be everyone's Marin the manager, but it'd be fun if it was also you get the turn 4 ones too. Mystical Blossom. At the start of each turn, discover a tavern spell, unlocks on turn 3. Ooh. Yeah, that's definitely one where you want to be tiering, right? I definitely want to be 3-on-3, at least 3-on-4. The way I can get as much value as possible out of this. Love it. Elven Elite. The tavern only offers cards of your tier. That it could be a problem too. If you over tier, that means you can't triple cards from lower tiers potentially. It really sets you up for some weird things, but it also means if you go 3-on-3, you're always going to find value. That one's going to be a very different way to play the game there. I love the idea of that. That'll be a lot of fun. Incubation Mutation. Minions with no type have all minion types. Dev comment. Note that neutral minions that were turned into all type minions are still not included in type specific random generation discover pools. Also, knockoff Wisdom Ball is banned with this anomaly. Yeah, that's 100% should be the case. I'm very happy with that. Factory line. At the end of every 2 turns, get a plain copy of your leftmost minion. Knockoff Wisdom Ball is banned in this anomaly also. That one's going to be fun because you're going to have these weird scenarios where you want to put a certain minion in the left that you shouldn't, just so you can then potentially get a triple or just fun things to do with it. This is going to be a really interesting one where it's every 2 turns. You definitely have to think about when you're going to be doing this. Magic Shop. Spell tickets are in the tavern. Get 3 to discover a tavern spell of your tier. First of all, that's awesome. Basically, everyone is going to be the hero Silas in addition to who they normally are. But instead of getting minion discovers, you get spell discovers. That's going to be disgusting. I love it. But once again, it's a little RNG. If your opponent gets offered it on all the good stuff and cheap stuff that he already wants, it's amazing. And if it's only offered to stuff you're not playing or overly expensive stuff, it's gonna kind of suck. Light the Way. After you refresh 2 times, gain 1 gold next turn. Okay. A reward for over-rolling. Also, if you get right minions that allow you to get free rerolls, you really can milk some value out of that. That's gonna be fun. That's gonna be an interesting one there. Emergency Landing. This one is twice per turn you can remove all copies of a minion in the tavern from your pool. Knockoff Wisdom Ball is banned in this anomaly. Is this going to be like a spell where we can just target a minion and it just kind of deletes them permanently? Am I completely misunderstanding this one? It feels to me like you're basically going to be trimming the pool. So if you know, say on turn 6, 7 especially, you're like, oh, well, I'm not playing X tribe. You can just start deleting those minions from the pool. If you know you're not playing that, why not get rid of it? Like, that's interesting. I think it has a lot of interesting potential. I'm into it. Scout's Honor. Start with a patient scout and play. Now, first of all, this offers so much potential for just the fact that you know you're going to hang on to this probably till tier 6, but there's people otherwise who will figure out interesting minutia on ways you can milk it early with the correct heroes. If you're playing Owner, you can wait till you triple this and then copy it, or maybe if you only can get 2 copies, use your hero power on that, then make that so you have a gold one, so you get 2 tier 6s. But I think at that point, I still rather just have 1 tier 6 with 2 copies of the exact same one than 2 different copies, but you still might just find it anyway. So yeah, this one's going to be fun. It's going to be a lot of RNG with that one, but holy crap, some potential. I love that. That's a good one. Cosmic Duality. At the start of the game, discover a second hero power. Think about the broken combinations, folks. There's so many. I'm gonna just go with the easiest one. Bran and Reno. Yeah, Golden Bran. This is gonna be fun. Golden Arrow. Every 3 turns, get a Golden Arrow. What's Golden Arrow, do you ask? Golden Arrow spell. Choose a minion in the tavern. Make it golden. This is going to be so broken. We need to tier very aggressively to max value from this thing. I love it. Planar Alignment. At the start of each turn, get a random minion of your most common type. Unlocks on turn 2. You can really pick a lane a lot better with this one. If you just are guaranteeing something from a particular tribe, at the very least it's gold every turn, but otherwise it could be triples, direction. I love it. Instant warband. Start with 3 different tier 1 minions in your hand. I love it. Sounds fun. Now we've got some duos ones. We're gonna start with Golden Friendship. Once per game, you get a Goldenizer and pass a minion. Oh, that's all. Goldenize and pass a minion. Oh, okay. All bottled up. At the start of each turn, get a portal in a bottle. Not bad. Line in the sand. Start with Sandy in play. I mean, wow. Okay. We all get this. It would be busted if just one person got it, but since everyone gets it, it's not too insane, but it's still going to be pretty crazy. I love it. Pooled resources. You can send your gold to your teammate. Oh, you mean I can make it so my teammate, if he's got enough battle cries, can just get brand like really super damn fast? Joy. We have a lot of returning anomalies. Let's go over those in case, because many of you probably forgot or have never seen them before. A fair reward. Instead of a minion, triple wards discover a tier 1 Dark Moon prize. Improves in 4 turns. Treasure Seeker Elise is banned with this anomaly. This one was broken back in the day and it was fixed towards the end. If I remember right, this is the fixed version, so there's that at least. Anomalous evidence. At the start of your turn, choose from 2 new quest rewards. This one is utterly broken and tons of fun. And yeah, it's random, so sometimes it can suck, but most of the time, freaking just awesome. Bring home the bacon. Start with 2 upgrading piggy banks. Break them open to gain gold. Now, if you don't remember, piggy banks is the hero power of Crag, if I remember right, Sky Captain Crag. So basically, you're gonna be able to print a ton of gold. Jesus, this is okay. There's definitely optimized ways to do this. I need to go back into my notes and find the best way to play this because I do have it written down somewhere. Bring in the buddies. Buddies are in the tavern. That means sometimes instead of seeing minions of certain tier that would be normal, you're gonna see buddies in place of some of those minions. And yes, this one can be utterly broken and fun. Denathrius Anima Reserves. Quests and rewards are in the game. All heroes are Sire Denathrius. Ton of fun. Great one. Double header. The first time you buy a card each turn, get an extra copy. Do you like triples? Because it's pretty easy to get triples with this one, and it is a lot of fun, so go nuts. False Idols. You only need 2 copies of a minion to make it golden. Instead of a triple reward, you get a gold coin. So it's real easy to make triples, but they're not also going to give you a higher tier minion. They're just going to give you a gold coin. So just keep that in mind that oftentimes there are minions that aren't worth tripling in this scenario. So just remember that. Treasure Seeker Elise, Captain Sanders, Upbeat Impressionist, Elemental of Surprise, Festerga, and Devils in the Details are banned with this anomaly. Gladiator's Spoil. I despise this one. After you win a combat, discover a minion of your tier, otherwise get a random minion of a tier lower. So this is called You Win More, because if you win a combat, you're rewarded with a super powerful minion of your tier probably. If you lose, means you lost health, and you get a minion from a lower tier. This game mode definitely wants you to try to win your fights as often as possible. Tiering aggressively with this one can cost you a lot of health, if not just the game, unless you get lucky and you start pulling really good minions. This one you probably want to pull back the throttle a little bit on your usual tiering if you're going super fast. Golganath's Tempest. Minions cost 2 gold. You cannot refresh the tavern. It refreshes itself after you buy a card. This one's tough. You see a card you want in the shop, you see another one, it's a triple, and you can only buy one of them. So make sure you buy the one you want first and not going for the usual optimization you would use. Just try to buy the one that's going to give you the most value immediately, because as soon as you buy something, that shop is gone and you've missed it. Chromie, Treasure Seeker Release, Malkazar, and Bloodsoaked Tome are all banned with this anomaly. Grapnel of the Titans. The first minion you buy each turn is free, simple, fun, nothing too much to worry about here. Match fixing. Guess which player will win their next combat. If you're correct, get 3 golds. Basically, everyone's Lord Barav. You don't have to pay for it. It just assigns you one. You pick it, and you win, you get gold. Awesome fun. Good one. Mimiron's Clockwork Stadium. You cannot upgrade the tavern with gold. It upgrades itself every 2 turns. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this one. I thought this one was fun back in the day. You don't have to waste any time or money just tiering. You just let it do its thing and you buy the best minions you can find. Some people hate this one, some people love it. I've always enjoyed it. Money match. Start at 10 gold. Yep, you're tier 1, but you have 10 gold. Hint, tier a lot. Why not? You have 10 gold. You can tier up immediately quite a bit. Go nuts. Wins shifting discs. All heroes are master win. You got it. Everybody's random. The results are random. It's all fun. Overseer's Orb. After you upgrade the tavern, refresh it with minions of your most common type. So if you have minions on your board and say you have 2 different tribes equally and you know you want to play one of the over the other, make sure you sell one of the minions before you upgrade, because as soon as you upgrade, that shop's going to refresh and be gone. Also, yeah, if there's a triple in it or anything like that, say goodbye to it. So make sure you get it before you tier. Packed stands. The tavern always has 7 cards. Nice full shop, great value there, good fun. Path of the Treasure Seeker. After you refresh 5 times, find the golden monkey. Basically, everyone's got an Elise. It doesn't have to be on their board. You refresh, you get value. Prudence of Amethyst. Unspent gold carries over to your next turn. If you saved at least 5, gain 1 extra. I need to do the math on this one. There was some really funky stuff you could do by just not spending gold that was disgusting. Need to look into this one again. It's been a long time. We'd really worked this one out pretty well back in the day, but I don't remember anymore, so we'll see. Secrets of Norganon. Tavern tier 7 exists. Start with an extra 10 armor. That means while you're tiering, you can not only just tier 2/6, you can now tier 2/7. And when you triple at 6, you will discover tier 7 minions. So good fun depending on which tribes are in, which tier 7s are been changed to stats and abilities you like. Summoning of Champions. At the start of the game, all players discover a tier 6 minion from the same choices. This one is very interesting because everyone is going to get to pick from the same minions. But what you pick, what your hero does, can be wildly different in the effect category. So this one is a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one back in the day, so I'm glad it's back. The Golden Arena. All minions are golden, but you do not get triple rewards. You've got it. Everything in the shop is gold. This one is a really RNG pinata, because whoever hits the right minions early can get a huge lead and kind of run away with this one, so it's kind of annoying at times. Treasure Seeker Elise, Captain Sanders, Upbeat Impressionist, Elemental of Surprise, Festergut, Stolen Gold, Pilfered Lamps, the Golden Hammer, Kidnap Sap, Doppelganger's Locket, Golden Touch, Eyes of the Earth Mother are banned with this anomaly. Oh, I love it. The Yogg-Seum. At the start of each turn, spin the wheel of Yogg-Saron. Not just you, everybody. Random results. Sometimes they suck, sometimes they're amazing. This one is an RNG pinata and a half. Treasure Hoard. On turn 5, discover a golden tier 3 minion. This anomaly has versions tier 3 to 7 each. Each instance has 1 tier in 1 turn later. So if you say get the 7, it's going to be for later. So instead of being on 5, it's gonna be on turn 9. Just a big difference. This one is a lot of fun, but it is very RNG and can be very frustrating at the same time, but still good fun. Uncompensated Upset. Start at 1 gold. Minions cost 1, but sell for 0. Upgrading the tavern costs 2 less. Redealing Gambler, Tortolan Blue Shell, Corpse Refiner, Time Saver, and Blood-Soaked Tombs are banned with this anomaly. This one is tough. This one will just completely bend your mind, and you will be sitting there going, what the fuck does it do? And then you'll be like selling things, and you're like, why am I not making, oh no. It's one of those anomalies that will break your brain. If you think playing Millhouse is confusing, wait till you see this. Uprising. After you upgrade the tavern, discover a tier 1 Dark Moon prize. Improves in 3 turns. This one is fun. I like this one a lot. Definitely has some interesting potential. We'll see. I don't remember the perfect way to play it. I need to, once again, check my notes. Now we've got the updated anomalies. These are a little different from back how they used to be. We have Audience's Choice. At the start of each turn, 1 player chooses a card for all players to get at the end of turn. Updated to include tavern spells. This one is fun because when you get to pick, you get to choose exactly what you, well, hopefully want. And if anything, you can take choose just to screw with one of your opponents because you don't want to give them the perfect card for their build. Kind of want to give yourself the best thing while not helping them too much. Tavern Special. All minion types are in the tavern. It always has 7 cards. Updated to include tavern spells. Seaborn Summoner is banned with this anomaly. This one is really interesting. Your shop is just super clogged. There is so much shit in that damn tavern. It's just so hard to get a build going. So whatever direction you find, take it and run with it as best you can because it is really hard with this one. Temperance of Amenthul. Start at Tavern Tier 3 with 9 gold. All cards in the first shop are Tier 3. Pretty simple. I mean, it's decent. It's fun. I'm excited to play it. Anomalous Wisdom Ball. You occasionally get helpful refreshes. Unlocks on turn 6. And Wondrous Wisdom Ball and Knockoff Wisdom Ball are banned with this anomaly. Not a huge shock. This one is good fun, but very, very random. No face, no case. This one is what you call crazy powerful. Now, you're like, what do you mean? What is this? Well, every 4 turns, get a Faceless Manipulator. 4 turns left. In case you don't remember Faceless Manipulator, this is a Tier 7, 3/3 battle cry. Choose a minion and become a copy of it. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, I see a minion in the shop. I can play that. And look, now I've got an extra copy. Maybe I made a triple, but that's not the power of Faceless Manipulator. What if you have a golden minion that's been buffed to the moon? And then you play a Faceless Manipulator on it and copy it. Oh, are you saying I can copy my golden minions with all their stats and buffs and whatnot? Yeah, I am. Have fun. Faceless Manipulator is ridiculous. If you get a really good card to copy, this thing is broken. But don't wait too long on it, because if you do, you'll find yourself dead to someone else's giant Faceless Manipulator. Use this thing while you got it, so you too can build a monster. Perfected Alchemy. Start with a Goldenizer. If you're Reno, you can do this twice. And if you're Zarek, you get to copy whatever you make gold. Not bad. 11th Hour. The first time your hero takes fatal damage in combat, prevent it and gain 11 gold next turn. That is pretty damn fun. I love this one. It was a good one, so I have no complaint. It is now banned in duos also, but wasn't there back in the day, so not a shock. All right, we need to jump into the new heroes, and I need you to be very, very patient with me, because they're massive, and in some cases, they're complicated. We have heroes like Nor's Domu, which is 1 free roll a turn. Is not terribly complicated, right? Well, how about we start with Kerrigan, Queen of Blades. 12 armor, 7 gold, spawning pool, unlock, tier 2 Zerg, costs 1 less each turn. Passive, start the game with a 2/2 larva. So you start the game with just a 2/2. And eventually you will spend gold, which gets progressively cheaper, to upgrade it. We'll get into the upgrades in a minute, but Evolution Chamber is then 7 gold. That is unlocked tier 3 Zerg, costs 1 less each turn. Passive, your Zerg can morph into tier 2 Zerg. And then finally, Ultralisk Cavern. Passive, your Zerg can morph into tier 3 Zerg. So it's just like all things, you're going to be upgrading this like you're playing StarCraft, and it's going to get progressively more disgusting. And yeah, they get pretty disgusting if you take a look at this. Dev comment, you will always be offered an option from your Zerg tier. So you're never going to be offered something from a lower tier. It's always going to be the ones you have, right? So let's dive into each one of these forms and see what they do. First, we have Larva. 2/2 at the start of each turn, choose a Zerg to morph into. It keeps stats and enchantments. So if you buff it, I would imagine it basically stays. Whatever those additional buffs are, it gets those and it keeps those. And then when it morphs, it'll gain different abilities, but it will still keep those stats you buff it with. No problem there. We have Zergling, 2/2, start of combat, summon a copy of this minion. Morphs each turn. Roach, 2/2, taunt at the end of your turn, game health equal to your tier. Morphs each turn. Hydralisk, 2/2, Wind Fury. Whenever this attacks, gain attack equal to your tier. Morphs each turn. So that's just the first one. And obviously you're not going to get this super early, so they're good, but it kind of makes sense when you're getting them. But then we get to the tier 2 stuff. Baneling, 2/2, Death Rattle. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack to a random mini minion. Morphs each turn. Interesting. Mutalisk, 2/2. Whenever this attacks and kills a minion, gain 4/4 permanently. Okay, I like that. Lurker. 2/2. Stealth. Avenge 2. Gain 1/1 permanently. Not bad, not crazy. Now the tier 3 stuff. Viper. 2/2. Venomous. Immune while attacking. Venomous and immune while attacking. Boy. Infester. 2/2. After you play a minion, give your minions +1/+1. Not insane, not bad, depending when you get it. Cute. Ultralisk. 2/2. Also damages adjacent minions. Start of combat, double this minion's stats. So it's a cleave. You're gonna morph it each turn like you do everything. This one I have, wow, so many thoughts, so many questions. I need to play it. I need to see it. But this is a lot. Like, you show this to a newer player and they're gonna be like, what the fuck does this stuff do? There's a lot to unpack with this as opposed to Norse Domu. Get one free refresh a turn. Next, let's look at Jim Raynor, 12 armor. Lift off, passive, start with a 2/2 battlecruiser that adds an upgrade to the tavern whenever it is refreshed. Interesting, okay. Dev comment, upgrades are a special pool of spells that upgrade your battlecruiser with additional stats and effect. They have a range of tavern tiered cost and can be bought from the tavern, but they don't count as a tavern spell. You can get each upgrade as many times as you want, except for 4 that you can only get once. Advanced Construction, Fortified Bunker, Missile Pod, and Ultra Capacitor. See the official card library for full upgrades. So if we dive into all the different upgrades there's some interesting things. First, we have Hyper Lift Rotors. Now this basically is going to be an attack buff to your battlecruiser. Never a bad thing, cheap usually, so there you go. Next, we're gonna have Smart Servos. And this is just a health increase to your battlecruiser. Once again, same price across the board, always nice. Then we have the Yamato Cannon. Now this one's a little more badass, and this is going to be basically give your battlecruiser start of combat, deal X damage to the highest health enemy minion. Now, what's cool about this is the later ones you buy, well, they all cost the same, do significantly more damage. So you really can upgrade that damage to one of these giant minions at the start of combat and hopefully knock off a chunk of health. I mean, at the very least, potentially knock off a divine shield if you don't outright kill the minion. So certainly not bad. Next, we've got Advanced Ballistics, and that is going to be give your battlecruiser whenever this attacks, give your other minions X damage, depending on the tier 1 you buy, of course. The higher tier, the more damage it does. Once again, very good. Next, we have Caduceus Reactor, and this is going to be give your battlecruiser Death Rattle, give your leftmost minion plus X, depending which tier 1 you buy, of course, them being significantly better the later in the game you get them. Now let's take a look at the really, really nasty ones, and these are the ones you get only once. Once you buy them, you can't get them again. Advanced Construction, and this one is going to be give your battlecruiser one battlecruiser upgrade you buy each turn is free. Once again, not bad at all. Since you're going to be buying a lot of these upgrades, yeah, why not make one free? I like that. Next, we have Fortified Bunker. Give your battlecruiser at the end of turn, get a random magnetic mech. Well, the battlecruiser's a mech. Obviously, magnetics are good, even if that's your only mech. So, you know, big value there. We have Missile Pod. Make your battlecruiser's Yamato Cannon trigger twice. Oh, you like doing huge chunks of damage to your opponent before combat really starts? Now you can twice. Incredibly good. And finally, we have Ultra Capacitor. Give your battlecruiser Reborn, and this is Reborn with full health and enchantments. So whatever buff you have on it, whatever crazy things it has, it comes back exactly like it was, except for the Reborn part. So obviously this is quite powerful. The later in the game you go, the more significant the battlecruiser is going to be. Of course, he's also going to cost a decent bit of gold by the end. You're going to buy a lot of enchantments to make him good, or maybe you're playing something completely different and you don't care about this. But I think that would be a mistake. This seems like way too good a minion to pass on buffing as much as you can. But let's play some games. Let's see how it works. I'm excited to see what this can do. Artanis, 15 armor. Warp Gate. At the start of the game, choose from 2 Protoss minions to get after you buy 16 cards. Now, these are going to be the shops where you're really happy when you see like free-dealing gamblers and tads and whatnot, so you can get there faster. But Colossus, tier 5 mech, 612. Whenever this attacks, deal 1 damage to the target's neighbor. Upgrades when you spend gold. No idea what the upgrade requirement is, but I mean, wow. Okay. Carrier, tier 5 mech, 12-4, avenge 4, summon a 3/3 interceptor that attacks immediately, then improve this permanently. Okay. Immortal, tier 5 mech, 8/8, start of combat, gain the stats of adjacent minions. Oh my head. What? Okay. Void Ray, tier 5 mech, 7/1, divine shield. Whenever a friendly minion attacks, give it and this minion 5 attack permanently. Mothership, tier 5 mech, 6/8, avenge 5, get a random Protoss minion. Dev comment, this gives any other Artanis minions. What the actual hell is going on? This seems, I mean, I know 16 cards is a lot, right? But is it? You get the right shops, you keep running into coins in the shop, you keep running into silly minions that don't sell or discover other minions, you get the right freaking anomaly. This is nothing. The anomaly where minions cost 1, they cost 2. You're completing this blindfolded. This is gonna be stupid. This seems like, I don't know, like to me, this seems like really dumb strong. Like it's going to go from 16 to 25 in no time to me, because it seems like 16, I don't know, if you're buying 3 gold minions and you never get any luck, yeah, it can take quite a while. It's not going to be good because you're not going to have a hero power until you buy 16 cards. But if you get any luck with economy, holy crap, you can run wild really fast. I'm probably going to be one of those heroes that runs wild just enough where everybody wants to play them, but dies enough where they don't really need to balance it much. So we'll see, but I definitely want to play to find out. For 2 weeks following the patch, all these heroes will be in every game, will be offered in every game, which also means they can't be re-rolled into during that period. So don't waste your re-rolls. If it's not offered to you, it's not gonna be in that particular game. Wow, those are some heroes, folks. Damn. Hey y'all, I want to say thank you for watching. If you like these videos, if they're helping you get the news you need and stay informed with Battlegrounds and you're mildly entertained, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, comment, all that good stuff. It really does help the channel grow and it means a lot to me. So if you could, I really would appreciate it. And thank you very much for watching. Next, we're going to talk about the minion pool changes. There's quite a few, so bear with me, this will take a minute. First, all the minions that are leaving. Assistant Guard, Bazaar Dealer, Blazing Skyfin, Briarback Bookie, Corpse Recycler, Critter Wrangler, Enscrolled Fungus, Gulacabra, Hunter of Gatherers, Inspiring Underdog, Lightfang Enforcer, Little Rag, Mutated Lasher, Resourceful Soldier, Saloon Dancer, Silver-Handed Recruit, Sleeping Sea Glass, Smoldering Gardener, Keymaster Theatar, Three Little Quillbore, Volcanic Visitor, Papa Bear, Reoccurring Nightmare, and Granite Guardian are all leaving the minion pool. So quite a few. And then we have also quite a few returning to the minion pool. And yeah, this is going to take a minute. So jumping back into it. Cyborg Drake, Dead Stomper, Shelemental, Cave Hydra, Floating Watcher, Pilgrim, Low Flyer, Lighter Fighter, Baskill, Dream Counter, Berglin Burglar, Shell Whistler, Gem Splitter, Tough Tusk, Geomagus Rugug, Bristleback Knight, Eternal Knight, Eternal Summoner, Tide Mistress Athissa, Mystic Sporebat, Nithrax the Unraveler, Fireworks Fanatic, Soul Only, Nala the Redeemer, Arm of the Empire in Winged Chimera. Now, some of these we haven't seen in a long time, so I'm hopefully have been able to find all the artwork for these cards so you can see them. and you have seen them as I have said them, and if not, there'll be something saying image not found. But I'm pretty sure I can find all this stuff. I am excited about some of these cards coming back, and others I'm kind of confused why they're returning again. If they were just, why take them out if you're just going to bring them right back? It seems a little silly, but who knows? We'll see. All right, now for the new minions. Technical Element, a tier 3 elemental mech, is a 5/5 magnetic, can magnetize to both mechs and elementals. Interesting new thing there. We've never had that before. Don't really know how I feel about elementals that are also magnetics, but we'll see. Captain Bone Render is a tier 4 pirate undead who is a 5/5. After you summon a different minion in combat, summon an extra copy of it. Dev comment, this doesn't loop with itself. So yeah, you can't have multiples and get extra silliness, but that is still nutty. That'll be very interesting to see how that plays out in combat. We definitely can make some broken combinations with that. I'm kind of excited and kind of concerned about that one. Gentle Stag is a tier 3 beast, 1/5. Whenever you summon a minion in combat, give your rightmost minion +1/+1 permanently. Oh, well, I mean, I'm super excited about having this on my board. I'm not. But if you get this and you have room for it, you have a Titus, you want to buff it up, I mean, not bad. Whatever you want to buff up, it's going to buff it up. So has some interesting potential. I mean, you definitely don't want this late, but at tier 3, that's fine. Bellowing Tyrant is a tier 7 beast, 3/2 with taunt, has +3/+2 for each beast you've summoned this game, wherever this is. Yeah, this thing is going to be an absolute nightmare. It is going to be massive. That means if you reborn it, it's because it's an aura effect. It's going to come back with all of these buffs from all the beasts you've summoned on it. This is disgusting. Arcane Behemoth is a tier 7 elemental 4/8 taunt. After you sell an elemental, gain its stats. Think about that. Gaining the stats of every elemental you're cycling on this one behemoth just sitting in the back. It's going to be disgusting. This thing is going to be huge, and it's going to be awesome. Stitched Salvager is a tier 7 undead, a 20/4. Start of combat, destroy to the minion to the left of this. Death rattle, resummon an exact copy of it. Oof. This one will definitely have some fun combinations too, and it's just a cool looking card. I kind of look forward to playing with this with Undead. Next, we have some changed minions. We're going to start with Bertolin Blue Shell is a tier 4 now, 3/6. If you've lost your last combat, this minion sells for 5 gold. Just going to means there's going to be more of them in the pool, which I'm fine with. You know, when you've lost, it's quite nice to get that extra gold to give you a little bit of time. And at tier 4, it means you'll get a lot more value out of this. You get lucky, you really can print some serious gold with this. Mithrax the Unraveler, a tier 4 4/2. At the end of your turn, gain +2/+1 for each different friendly minion type. I mean, Mithrax is a great when the game first came out card. It's always kind of seemed lackluster since then. I mean, yeah, if you get it with an early Dracari Enchanter, you really can do some silly stuff with it, but typically this card kind of falls short. I don't know. I have no reason to expect it not to continue to fall short. Shelemental is a tier 4 elemental naga, 4/4 spellcraft. Choose a minion in the tavern, give its stats to a random friendly minion until next turn. That was never a very great card to be on the receiving end of all the damage from. Kind of surprised it's back because it was so problematic, but it's back, and it's still probably going to be a problem. Sprightly Scarab got a little bit of a change. Tier 3 beast, 2/1, choose one, give a beast +1/+1 and reborn, or +8 attack. It lost the taunt ability. I'm not really sure why the change there. Probably when you get the choose both effects, kind of makes it not as enticing, but still care about the attack at all, but still could have uses. Next, we have Goldrin the Great Wolf, tier 6 beast. I think this might be an error, so I wouldn't be surprised if after I put this video out, they then change it with the correct patch notes, but it says it is now a 4/4 death rattle for the rest of this combat. Your beasts have +4/+4, and unless I'm losing my mind, that's what exactly it does now. So I assume there's going to be another change, or I am read this thing 3 times and I just have no reading comprehension. I can't decide. It looks exactly the same. Mystic Spore Bat is a tier 5 8/1 death rattle. Get a random tavern spell. This minion is one of those minions that's always been a problem when it's in the game, and it's back. I believe it's a higher tier now than it was before. Maybe not. Still feels like it might be a bad idea, but it's fun. I love playing with it, but it definitely can be unbalancing as hell. Icaron the Protector, tier 4 elemental, 3/1 divine shield. Whenever you play an elemental, give it divine shield until next turn. Dev comment, this is just switching from after to whenever. It's a timing thing. Otherwise, it's exactly the same. There you go. Tide Mistress Athissa is a tier 6, 2/6. Whenever you cast a spell, give your Naga +1/+1. Still doing their thing, Tide Mistress. Nothing wrong with that. Spell pool changes. We have Unmasked Identity and Boundless Potential have been removed from the spell pool, and I say bullshit. These are two of the best spells in the game. I love Unmasked Identity. It basically makes some heroes to me just straight up unplayable not having that. So I am not happy with these changes. I do not want this. I'd much rather play with both of these spells in the game. It just makes it so I'm not going to play certain heroes. One-shot hero powers are just not worth it to me now. Sacred Gift has been returned to the pool, but it's at a tier 7 spell, so makes sense. That's giving something, I believe, permanent divine shield. That's a great spell, so yeah, definitely. We have some new spells to take a look at. First, we have Forest Bounty. This is tier 4, 2 gold, choose one, give a minion +7/7, or give your minions +2/+1. I mean, that's really nice. If you have, say, a divine shield something, slam a 7/7 on it. You have a whole board full of weenies and just want to buff them all, go for it. But I really kind of feel like I want to use this on a minion I want to keep. Depends how I'm doing power-wise, but I definitely would like to put this on something meaningful as opposed to buffing all the minions I might not care about. But situationally, it can be good either way. Sharing is Caring is a tier 7 spell. 2 gold, start of combat, your leftmost minion gains stats equal to the nearest enemy minions. That's wacky, but if you know what your opponent's running, you really can get a massive bump on a stat line. You can run your Leroy on the left and just make it a powerhouse in addition to the effect it already has, or just a divine shield, or anything you want to just pick up. You see a butterfly sitting in the shop and you're like, oh, you're running that? Okay, well, guess what? Pick up that, put Sharing is Caring on it, and have fun. Blade of Ambition is a tier 7 spell, 6 gold. Choose a minion, set its attack and health to match the highest in your warband. That is insane. So once again, yeah, you just pick up a minion, anything you want. Make it a butterfly, make it a cleave, sit it next to your minion that you care about the most, and then just copy all of that attack and health, and that is just instant power. But tier 7, that is a damn good spell. Hallowed Ritual is a tier 7 spell. 5 gold, discover a tier 7 minion. It's 5 gold's not bad for a tier 7. I do it for tier 6s, so why not? Yeah, I'm fine with that. Spell changes now. We have Fandril's Fortune is now tier 6, 3 gold, discover a choose one card. It has both effects combined. Still quite good. And at tier 7, yes, we have the for 4 gold, give a minion divine shield, sacred gift. Disgusting. 4 gold, targeted divine shield, permanent. Just, oh, so good. Next, we have some general updates. The StarCraft cosmetics, as we mentioned earlier, are now online and you can actually have them. So if you've unlocked them, go use them, put them on things you want and have fun. It's a little frustrating how long it took these to come online. I was a little annoyed. It's like, why are you putting it in the track if I can't even get it yet? Put something else in the track, then have that be additional stuff on the track. I felt like that would have been better if there was more track, but we didn't know it was there and it unlocked when this happened. I felt like that would have been a more interesting thing than having it there the entire time launch. Just meh. But hey, they're there. At least now we can do it. Combat speed up. Combat animations will now accelerate as battle rages on and slow down towards the end for a dramatic finish to even out longer combat phases. Yes, no more 7-minute combat phases where your opponent skips the combat, but you want to watch it and yeah, you miss shop phases and you lose the game. I think this is a huge change. It's been needed forever. And from what I see, it looks fantastic and it is an amazing change the game has needed for so long. Thank you. Certain cards will now give a consolation coin when they have no target for their effect. Things like Chef's Choice. Not insane, but sometimes you do get weird situations. I can't think of one off the top of my head, but you have cards you just can't play because there's no valid target. If they'll give you a coin instead now, that actually feels pretty good. If there's a way you can just force them into coin form, I'm cool with that. Invigorating Comp, Divine Armor, and Soul Pact have been removed from the quest reward pool because they were all boring and kind of meh. Arena update. When patch 31.6 launches, all current arena runs will end and a new season will begin. The arena pool will be adjusted to the following sets to make up the card pool for this season: Festival of Legends, Titans, Showdown in the Badlands, Wigs Bangs Workshop, Perils in Paradise, The Great Dark Beyond, and Wayward Probe, Raptor Herald, and Creature of Madness. All the things they just added. All right, now we've got the bug fixes and we have some quality of life improvements, things that we're happy to see come into the Battlegrounds, or bugs we'll never see again. I like all that. Let's jump into it. First, we've got deaths will now resolve from start of combat hero power effects before start of combat minion effects trigger, which is a little weird because I thought that's how it was already, but apparently not. Apparently this is a change. I really was under the impression it was the other way, but there we go. Fixed a bug where re-rolling a hero could result in the wrong armor value being displayed. Was it displayed, or was it so you're seeing the wrong thing? That would be mildly annoying. Like, oh, I have this much armor, so there we go. And okay, that's a worthy fix. Fixed a bug where Ticketus's hero power didn't have hand space protection after the first activation. Oh, that would be horrible. Like, it gives you the first hero power, but then your hand's full. You never get the good ones? Oh, no, thank you. Thank you. This is a very good fix for Ticketus players out there. Fixed a bug where Doubloon Grifter's effect tracker would reset when she got directly goldenized by an effect. I never encountered this bug myself, but that would be mildly annoying. Fixed a bug where Bobble-Headed sometimes didn't block Tier 1 and Tier 2 minions from appearing in the shop. Yeah, that's the whole point of Bobblehead. Kind of annoying if they still appear. Fixed a bug where Sire Denathrius with Ethereal Evidence would still get offered 2 quest results after swapping hero powers. That's a hell of a bug. It's like, first of all, why did you change hero powers after you're getting 2 quest rewards every time? Huh. I don't know. Maybe I'm misreading it, but it feels like, no, that's Ethereal Evidence gives you 2 every turn. Then if you swapped and it's still offered, I have no idea why you'd change hero powers. I really like, oh, maybe they were looking for something more dependable, but I really like that reward. Fixed a bug where repeated end of turn triggers could cause crashes in duos. I feel like I've seen that in standard, but crashes happen randomly anyways. But can you imagine where duos where you can really get everything perfect because you have your partner to help you? That would drive me nuts to finally get the perfect setup only to get kicked out and the game just go. Fixed a bug where Private Chef's spellcraft effect could cause a triple before passing. Interesting. All right, good fix. Fixed a bug where Lock Prince's effect would work incorrectly with some stat setting effects like Magnamoose and Transmitted Bramblewitch and end of turn stat buffs. No, I've definitely seen it with the end of turn stat buffs. Where are you running into Bramblewitch right now? Please, could I have that? I would love to be able to buy a Bramblewitch. Where are they hiding? And how are you getting them? Because I have never seen them. I think the bug might be that you have Bramblewitch still. But who knows? Maybe that was a test thing or just leftover stuff from old seasons. But that's it. That is the patch. There is a lot here, folks. We have faster combat animations. We have new heroes. We have tons of minions coming, tons of minions going. We have anomalies rolling in. Anomalies were one of my favorite meta because I play a lot of Battlegrounds. So getting to have a different experience in virtually every other game is enjoyable. At the same time, for some people, it's kind of frustrating because they never quite get to figure out what works. Because every time they play the game, it's a different thing that works. And I can understand their frustration with that. I'm just curious where it stands with you. Are you excited about these changes? Are you happy with the new heroes? Do you think they look fine? Do you think that the anomalies are amazing or crap? Like, where are you with this patch? Let me know in the comments below, please. I am excited to hear what you think, and I am ready to play some Battlegrounds again. Let's jump right into it and have a good time. Until next time, I'll see you in the Battlegrounds. Have a good one. Later.